Hello, this is Bridget with Divine Essentials. Alright guys, so I have this deck here. I keep splitting to the Nine of Pentacles like every time I've touched this deck over the past couple of days. So I feel like that energy is kind of strong right now for people. This deck is like a wolfy one, like it has a lot of wolf energy, and we're still under that influence of the wolf moon right now. So I'm just gonna see like what type of messages come in for the collective right now. What do you need to know? What do you need to know? We have the Four of Swords and the Sage, or the Hierophant. Okay, so the Four of Swords is like we are healing, we've gone within, we're doing meditation, we're taking a time out, we're freezing things that may have been a little difficult. Okay, and you're learning lessons, you're taking that next step level commitment to yourself to better yourself, which goes along with this. So it makes sense that the Nine of Pentacle energy keeps showing up, because when you do that work, you take that time, you dedicate yourself to what you need to do, you step into a better position. And so I just split to the Heart of Pentacles. That's that like King of Pentacle energy. So, valuable feeling within, taking the time to do self-care, putting investments into yourself is going to have a payoff. Okay, you may be juggling a lot of things at this time, or you may be like contemplating on a lot of things at this time, or there could be a lot of things to just juggle, like in different areas of your life, or just even different people that are in your life. You could be feeling like a little like multi dimensional, or just like there's a lot for me to handle. So having good boundaries up at this time. The Heart of Swords is like that Queen of Swords energy. So basically you wanting to make sure that you're logical about things, you're protecting yourself, protecting your inner peace, protecting your happiness, and following your creativity. This is another message that keeps coming up for me. Feel inspired about something, take that step forward, that new beginning, because it's going to bring you to a valuable place. And then the Eight of Wands is like taking action, communicating, traveling through the distance into the good places. Be mindful of what you're putting out, because that's what you're going to be attracting back. So what you give is what you get, and keep working hard at this time. And I feel like it's just gonna help propel you forward. I just got the Four of Wands, and then the Two of Cups was underneath it. So for some of you, you could be coming out of a time of being single, or even just going and embracing that full singleness, right? And then finding the right partnership, or finding the right love person, finding somebody to connect with. Again, giving what you get, making sure that you have healthy boundaries so that you don't get hurt, or that you don't get mixed up into the wrong people, the wrong places, the wrong things. Okay, we don't want any more burdens. And then loosen your grip says coping mechanisms, destiny, addiction, let God in. So whatever you're using as coping mechanisms in life right now, try to loosen the grip to those. If you're addicted to something, try to wean yourself away from those things. Try to build healthier coping mechanisms. And then it's not time yet. Things are being woven. So there could be a weight going on with things too. It may be that like as you're working on yourself and releasing those attachments to things that maybe aren't serving you, and that could be a multitude of things. Addiction doesn't always have to be drug related. It could be thought related. It could be social media related. It could be porn related. So just wean yourself off of those things. And then right down here, cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Like if you feel like you've hit rock bottom, or you're headed to rock bottom under a lot of burdens and things, try to shift that energy. Power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Trust where you're led right now. And don't beat yourself up for that stuff. Just try to do better every day. And then the weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Some of this may not even be to do with you. These could be energies that are impacting you by others in your life. Like if there's people in your life that are suffering with those types of things, they may hinder you a little bit, or it may cross the boundaries. Like people may be asking too much of you. Karmic relationships, people could just be like, when you're already in a vulnerable place, fucking with you and making it harder for you to get out of that vulnerable place. So Orion energy says karmic relationships, conflict, polarity, soul growth. Do what you need to do. Keep holding your vision and getting yourself away from that. Question everything, question everybody. Anything unaligned must go. So if you find yourself questioning somebody or something, let it go, because just even questioning things it shows that like that's just not in alignment for me. So if I find that like there's a little block here, or when I try to do this, or when I feel this way, like it's not getting me the good things, I gotta separate myself from that. I gotta tend to myself. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Get away from the things that are hindering you and causing you to feel weighed down. Put up the protection and keep yourself safe, even for yourself, because we can self-sabotage. Sometimes we, don't feel like we're worthy of something, or we don't feel good enough to do something. So we will sabotage ourselves from getting there. Okay, so alchemize that energy with the Earth Mother as that Empress energy. Be the Empress. Stop focusing on what you've lost or what has been forgotten, or whatever conflict, competition, chaos has arisen in your life. Let those things go and let that karmic cycle end, so you can find your victory and your temperance, your balance. Soul plan, the fated life versus the destined life. I feel like people just need to go with the flow, and also try to make a plan for themselves, set intentions to get away from these karmic, relationships and things that are blocking you. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. It may be difficult for you to be here, but doors are opening and you get to decide. The rewards are there. This is a wild card. I feel like unexpected things are coming. That seems to be a theme right now. So, go with the flow. And cosmic ancestors see the light by staying grounded. Don't fall into the traps or the things that make you feel like I just want to escape, or I just want to, give up, or I'm just going to go be depressed, or I'm just going to go doom scroll, or I'm just going to, whatever it is that you do. Your life is a canvas, manifestation, creative accountability. If you're going to be an artist, to put yourself out there in any way. It's like no matter what you do, you are the artist of your life. However you create will be determined by you, and what you create will either get you somewhere good or not. So, put a new way of thinking and a new way of speaking over your life, and that's going to help you to be putting out the right things, to receive the right things, and to do the work that's required to have that good, valuable, honorable things showing up and transforming in all areas of your life. So with this deck here, let's see what the timing messages have. We have yesterday will come, tomorrow will too. It's time to decide what you'll do. So just keep deciding too. Like if you're like, I don't know, long term, just do something and you'll figure it out as you go. Like whatever the first thing that's inside of you that's like, I really want to do that, do it. And then if you find that as you're doing it, it's just not for you, then shift it. But it's time to just keep making those choices. And then when spring has sprung, it'll all be done. So that's only a couple months away. You may find big results from taking small actions at this time. And then when the darkness is fighting to overcome light, expect the rebirth of death into life. So by fall, there'll be a completely different rebirth, and you're going to be seeing all of the results in the expansion. You're going to be awakening the infinite into your life. And again, when leaves hit the ground, be sure to look around. I really feel like by spring, things are springing into life. They're like, things are happening, things are good. And by fall, you're going to be in a completely different position. For some of you, it could be love related. For some of you, it could be the partnership that you're meant to have with your career. For some of you, it could be the partnership you're meant to have like as a parent, or as, whatever it is that you're navigating in at this time or headed towards. But pray, okay? Ask for assistance. Remember that you must ask to receive. So I try to ask every day, show me that I can do this. Show me the proof. Show me the money. Show me the love. Show me the like whatever it is that I need. And it always happens. And it's like it will get better as you do it. Sometimes we forget, but I do have a strong belief within. We've got to ask, and we also have to take action. And whatever memories or triggers that are popping up at this time, try to just deal with them as best as you can. Go with the flow of things. Pay attention to the signs and actions of people. Somebody could be lying to you right now, or could just be somebody that lies, okay? And then bring awareness to others. Like if somebody's lying and you know it's going to be harmful to you or others, or it's going to, like maybe they've lied to you and you see they're doing it to someone else, you can bring awareness to people, or you can even just bring awareness to things and not live in illusion. Just be like, well, this is the case here. Sometimes when people do bad things, other people like get wrapped up into the illusion of it. And there's manipulators out there that are really good at making you stay that way. Like, I know somebody in my world that every time I talk to them, I see how wrapped up they've gotten back into this thing that every time I talk to them, I unweave them from, and they're like, oh my God, you're so right. And then they go back and deal with that person again, and that person beep, 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 to them. And it's just a repeating thing because that person is so fucking good at it. They're so good at coming up. And it's always the same type of shit that this person will come back with. And I'm like, we've already gone over this, man. No, 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 no. And here's all the reasons why. And they're like, oh my God. But they like forget. Right? So we gotta remember sometimes that those things happen and those things are out there and they're real. And if you can see through the truth of things, bring awareness to others so that they can too. Cut the cords from the people that are doing that. And if you're getting triggered or you're forgetting, pray for the clarity to see who is really for me and who isn't, who is telling the truth and who is a liar, who is manipulating for their own good, or are they trying to ring me into something I really don't want to be wrung into. Abundance, manifesting magic into your life. You have everything you need. Trust your intuition. Use your intuition and sensitivity to inform yourself. Your body doesn't lie. And I really feel like there's something that you've maybe been flipping under the rug, or trying to downplay, or try to even just be a good person, a respectful person. Sometimes when people are doing negative things to you or people around you and you see it, you're still classy enough to not put them on blast. But sometimes it needs to be like taken out, and awareness needs to be brought to it so that other people can understand the gravity of the nature of like whatever it is, or how detrimental it could be, or the struggle that you may need help with. Gratitude, an attitude of gratitude will transform your paradigm. I've been doing a grateful statement every day on my stories on Instagram. And again, every time I do gratitude things, it does work. Like, I see the results of it. Made my candles. I already sold half of them. Last night, 2 different orders came in for decks. And earlier in the day, I was like, show me that like I can do this, because I hadn't made crystal candles in 6 years. It's been like 6 years since I made a batch of crystal candles. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like, you know what? It's been a long time since I even just made a batch of candles in that way, and was like, hey, does somebody want them? And people wanted them. People were reaching out to me before they were done being made, and were like, I want the first one. And I was like, well, which one do you want? She was like, you pick it out of all. I'm like, okay. So like, price wasn't even an option for that person. So keep that in mind. Like, you may feel like nobody's going to want what I have, or nobody's going to buy this thing, or maybe I should undervalue it, maybe I should mark it down, maybe I should charge less, maybe I shouldn't even put it out there because nobody. But when you do, you will find that there's some, and it may not happen overnight. It depends. I have a large, like, of over 100,000 people spread out over all of my accounts that I have on different platforms. So like, when I put something out there and I put it in the eyes of a lot of people, that's, it ups my chances of having that first day result. But it wasn't always that way. It took time. I just saw a memory from 8 years ago when I was getting all of my certificates. I had like 6 of them framed at that time. And I was like, yeah. And that was the very beginning of like putting myself out there and offering services and offering products and doing those things. So don't run from the truth of the matter that like, you've got to get started. You've got to face your fears. You won't be hurt if you believe in yourself, and bring awareness to others about what you're offering, who you are, what your gift is, what you can deliver to this world. Trust your intuition. Maybe you feel weird about it. I know in the spiritual world, it can be a little weird to be like, all right, I'm going to do light language, or I'm going to do a guided meditation. Maybe I don't like my voice when I listen to it on the camera. Get over it. Okay. If you're guided to do it, do it. Get over the humps of like, oh, I'm scared. Because even I feel like the worst case scenario in anything is, so nobody either sees it, or if somebody does see it, they may not like it, but it's very rare, especially when something is small at that point, for you to get like just random hate, or for people to pull you apart or attack you, especially if you share something like on a place where you're normally connected with friends and family and things like that. It'd be very weird for someone to be like, that's a horrible idea, that's stupid. And if they did, that would speak more about them than you. You could block them, remove them, and don't let it hold you back. But I think we're so afraid of rejection, or we're so afraid of looking foolish, that we never take those leaps of faith that need to be taken to get to the other side of it. And the people who do it, usually are met with like, wow, I'm so glad I did that, or I would have never got here now. Okay, so realize your fears, have a consciousness shift, change your mind. If you've been feeling like, I don't know what to do, stop and look around. All you want will be found. Okay, in Munay, namaste.